All right. Game number 1, Land Madness. We got Hart playing as the Khmer. We got MBL playing as the Incas. And that was a good little interlude. I haven't listened to Blinded by the Light in a long time. It's funny. When I was younger, I didn't like to listen to the long versions of songs, especially classic rock songs, because I was only interested in the chorus and whatever. But as I get older, and my, appreciation for music grows, I like those long versions better. I do. I like the 12-minute versions of songs, the 13-minute versions of songs. I think it's really cool. You can just kind of you can just jam out, you know? It's fun. Don't Mezzo fall off on Land Madness? Thing about Mezzo civs is early in Feudal Age, they will have the disadvantage. Later in Feudal Age, they might have a disadvantage as well because they can't use scouts, right? But once you get to Castle Age and the snowball starts building with the eagles and the pikes and the monks and everything like that, your opponent is going to have to win every battle, and you can afford to lose 3 or 4 before you're defeated. Your production is kind of insane. Your units are cheaper. And if you win one big fight, you should be able to snowball to victory. When Dave is 50 years old, he'll hear the 10-hour versions of songs. Yep, I'm going to be on YouTube, watching Lord of the Rings, but it's every time Frodo takes a step, Sam says, "This is the farthest away from home I've ever been." And I'll be loving my life. Make Gamba as who will lose instead of who will win. Fascinating, Chemical. It's a big change. I don't know if chat's ready for that. That video was so dumb. I know, it got taken down as well. Lord of the Rings, but the speed doubles every time Frodo falls over. I love videos like that. Because it's like they'll play the first 45 minutes of the movie because there's no falling over to be had. And then suddenly when he falls over once, it speeds up, and then it falls over like 5 more times, and then the movie's just over. I love dumb shit like that. It's so dumb. Feudal Age is on the way for Hart. Feudal Age is also on the way for MBL. Hart should open with a stable. I don't think opening with a range here is smart at all. And he's probably going to do just that. MBL is going to go for his barracks here. Hart doesn't need to make a barracks because he is Khmer and he's gone for a house near the berries to garrison the villagers inside of as well. Show us the game, Dave. I'm showing you the game. Tom Bombadil. Are Khmer extra strong against Mezzo and Feudal because there's never a need to add spears? Could be, right? So there's no drawback to not having that barracks. You can't make the switch into men-at-arms with Khmer though. Which has never happened in the history of anything. Yo, Finaval, thank you for the 3 gifted. Finaval's always gifting 3. Is there something behind that? Does it mean something? I don't know. As Hart's going to manage to snag 2 of these sheep from MBL, that could actually hurt MBL long term. MBL is not making eagles from this. He's only made 1 spearman.
Santa has to pay for parking. Nothing. It's on the house.
I saw that joke earlier. That was hilarious. And it's even funnier now that you've included it in your resub message. Thank you. Hyundai, thank you for the 8 months. And Mr. Goblin Bathwater Fenris. Why'd you change your name, Fenris? Do you feel like you shouldn't have changed your name? Or are you regretting that decision, or? It's the amount of money I feel not guilty to casually give. Well, I appreciate you, Fenival. I appreciate Fenris as well. Anyway, here come the scouts from this side. Hart is making his way back with these sheep all the way around. And Hart has actually added in a range as well, and he's going to go for some skirmishers. It's a motley band coming forward from MBL, but he's actually going to send it back again. And he's got spearmen to defend himself. Himself, not himself. And you never really have to pressure MBL to keep making spearmen. He will always be making spearmen. His barracks will always be working on pointy boys as he sends the archer, the spearman, and the eagle forward. Hart's houses are kind of out of position, right? He can't garrison from this side, but he does have skirms. He's going to be fine here as long as his skirms don't get pulled too far out of position and the eagle can take them out. He's going to be 100% fine. Also really active with the scouts up here, so great job from Hart. MBL just getting his food eco sorted. Hart just getting his food eco sorted. And should just now be who can get to Castle Age first, right? Unless Hart really wants to invest in a feudal army. I think it's not wise for MBL to be the one heavily investing in feudal. It's probably more on Hart. Because he's going to have the advantage in the late age feudal battles. Scouts are simply better than eagles. And you can see how many skirms he has already. And MBL is just making his second eagle, so MBL doesn't really have anything against the skirms right now. He's trying to save this villager, and he actually will, and that's a great job from MBL. So many people would have just clicked that villager up north of this mill, and I think he dies if he does that. Why don't he take the extra sheeps? Because he just sent them away. He'll get back to them. He'll get them. He'll get them back there eventually. I like this from Hart, though. He's denying MBL off that berry bush. So that's a lot of food denied from MBL. And MBL, these farms are whack, bro. MBL is just trying to keep himself safe. But like I said, without the eagle numbers, right? He wasn't really producing eagles throughout Feudal Age here. And without the eagle numbers, he doesn't really have that much against the skirms. Just skirms of his own. And those skirms are incredibly vulnerable to the scouts. Especially if he loses too many spearmen against the skirmishers from Hart. So Hart has all the tools he needs to win this fight should MBL ever get himself into a ugly position. But so far, MBL's done a fairly good job keeping his units in check, keeping them near his TC. Hart engages. Not the greatest engagement there for Hart. Lost a lot of HP on those scouts, and MBL still has a lot of skirms alive. And MBL is just constantly producing spearmen. As he adds in more farms behind this, too. Hart does have horse color, which could be a huge deal, right? MBL is going to have 19 farms. A lot of those are going to be expiring shortly. Whereas Hart is going to have 17 farms with horse color. As he goes for the blacksmith here, too. Fletching wasn't in for Hart, I guess, with those skirms, so... MBL having that blacksmith earlier, really helping, and MBL's got a lot of skirms, and he's got a lot of spearmen, and he's getting the armor for his spearmen as well. That could transition into armor for eagles later. So, good use of his resources there to get that, and they're going to be a little bit less vulnerable against the skirms now that Fletching's in. However, the scouts are still a concern, and that is the armor for scouts coming in. And I don't know, man. It's all about whether MBL gets in a bad position here. If he leaves the skirms alone, if the spearmen are pulled out of position, the scouts can dive. If he keeps the spearmen right up close with these skirmishers and keeps spearmen production, which he's done a fantastic job of, I don't think Hart can really get any damage. And Hart's extremely low on skirmisher count now. MBL has 13. Hart only has 5. So the spearmen from MBL are almost free to do whatever they want. As Hart only has 3 skirms left. And he's thinking about going up to Castle Age. MBL has a market, though. He can go up as well. Let's see the efficiency on this barracks, dude. That's crazy. 66% all time. Really, really nice. Recently, it's been just pumping out spears, and MBL has auto farm disabled, it looks like. What? Good job, man. Does lose a villager. I think that was the weak one from before. Maybe this guy was. But he's on the way up to Castle Age 2 as Hart comes in, and Hart's going to be able to snipe another one. At the cost of a little bit of HP. Hart's fast to the castle. Yep. And that's very important in the matchup against Meso Civs. Really, really important to be fast to the Castle Age with the Knight Civ. You want to get at least a couple Knights on the field before those Eagles really start massing, but looks like MBL's just going to go pikemen. MBL's like, whatever, man. I'll go pikeman skirm. I don't need Eagles. Who needs Eagles? He's just going to go pikeman skirm in true MBL fashion. And now he's even sending a farmer or a forager or whatever she is forward. And he finds a really good engagement, it feels like, here with the spearman. As long as he doesn't lose that villager, should be fine. Also, Eagles coming in from behind on these skirms. MBL still trying to micro those down. And Hart clearing up the skirms. Or the spearman, rather, from MBL. Keeping that map control. However, there's always more spears. If you are fighting up against MBL, there will always be another spear to replace the 15 that he's lost. And now he sends the villager back across again to go potentially for that siege workshop, right? Spearman, skirmisher, siege, composition from MBL, maybe a monastery added in as well. Just has to be careful he doesn't lose her, because right now that's the only vill he's sending. It could really kill his momentum if he does. Yo, squatting slab, thank you. We need a more degen chat. Yeah, chat's kind of taking a nap lately. They were pretty hype earlier. And there's the siege workshop from MBL. No elite skirm though. A chat nap. Yep. Ugh, no elite skirm is really hurting MBL, but he can't really afford it, right? He's gonna have to use the market to do it. Still 2 barracks producing pikemen. Bro, you need to deal with the skirms. You're not getting elite skirm. You don't have Bodcanero. You simply have pikemen. And now the mangonel is coming in, and it's like MBL just doesn't care about these skirms. And why would he? The knights are dead. The skirms are dying to just regular skirms with fletching from MBL, and 2 mangonels are in the queue, and he's still queuing up pikemen. He is still queuing up pikemen. The KD is in favor of Hart right now. Oh, man, almost got a big shot on those skirms. And Hart's trying to micro this down with nothing but skirmishers. Oh, he misclicked. Ah, he gets it at the end of the day. Oh, that was going to be a heart attack for Hart. He misclicked that mangonel. Saw his skirmishers' lives flashing before his eyes. As MBL starts to push this back, MBL goes for another TC out here on the gold. Tony coming in hot. And it's just pikeman skirm. Double stable here for Hart. He goes for a monastery as well. And MBL is housed because he has 17 pikemen. As MBL often says, though. Oh, it looks like the scouts died over here, too. Nice. As MBL often says, being housed is a good thing. It means you're producing. So we see the knights coming in for this villager. They will lose a bit of HP. And she actually survives. Interesting. As the stable is going to go down to these mangonels. And the villagers will come forward. Another outpost. We might even see a second siege workshop here soon from MBL. And he's got more pikemen on the move. As the skirmishers are looping over. Try and deal with this stuff. Hart needs to be very careful. Oh, nice shot from MBL. Takes out 2 skirms. And protecting the mangonels with his pikemen. It's just such an unorthodox strategy, isn't it? He's still got these 8 skirmishers, unupgraded, still no bodkin arrow, and he's just consistently been producing pikemen. 70% production in this game from this barracks. 80% production from that barracks. And it's just all pikemen. As he goes for another mangonel here. More monks coming onto the field too. Knights are looping around to this gold. Needs to be careful, and he just attacks with the Vils. Now the Vils do have the +1 armor on them. So skirms won't be killing them as fast as they might kill other villagers. But still, he loses a couple of those and needs to back up, and auto farm not being enabled. Starting to kick. But he'll deal with that just fine. Here it comes. You know, when I was talking about the death ball, you know, for the Incas or the Aztecs or whatever, this is not what you normally envision. But it might get the job done. We'll see. Knights are killing villagers over here. Great pressure from Hart. Manages to snipe a few more. Still has the skirmishers here, right? And the knights are running away from the pikemen. But now, some concerning moments potentially. As all of this pressure is coming back over to Hart's side. MBL is 10 villagers behind. He does have wheelbarrow. He does have the second wood upgrade. So better eco upgrades for him. Also has the second TC on the gold over here. Really needs to babysit this army though. If these pikemen go in here, the mangonels are gonna shoot them. MBL! Okay. And he's housed again with Incas. But it's fine. You ever seen a skirmisher army with 17 kills? You ever seen a skirmisher army being countered by pikemen in Castle Age? Neither has Hart. He's very confused. And the production buildings are all dying from him. And, well, mangonels on the front here, killing production buildings. Maybe sniping the mangonels from his opponent, as MBL will be able to see this and he can target the farm. If he's paying attention, he can target the farm. Crop shot this, maybe. Hart with some good micro of his own. I think Hart definitely needs to delete this farm. MBL can't get any crop shots on him. But he manages to go 1 for 1. Nice wood income, true. Like the fucking lore axe over here, dude. MBL goes for another lumber camp over here. Hart's eco is looking pretty solid. 75 vills against 63. Done a really good job, and he takes out another mangonel there. He is losing this skirmisher army, though. And now MBL can feel pretty comfortable just going pikemen in defense, but there's more skirms from Hart. As Eagle Warrior comes in, and MBL is finally making this switch that most players would have gone for in late Feudal, early Castle Age into Eagles. But MBL is not most players. Still no farm upgrade for him. And still a pretty ugly wood line, should be said. And there's a castle from Hart. MBL doesn't quite get this mangonel. Trying to get this one, and he does. But he won't be in a position to stop this castle. And that's a nice little wall there from Hart to deny that mangonel going down. So now what does MBL do? Hart's still been raiding with the knights everywhere at the back of his base. Might be able to find more picks over here too. He's got the castle up to defend himself over here. And he's also got TCs to defend himself, and he's got a decent eco as well. I think the Castle Age push from MBL is going to have to find at least another angle. And I don't know if there's an angle he can really push here that's going to do a ton of damage, because Hart's almost got enough stone for another castle. What is the efficiency of MBL's woodline? 65. Not bad. God, it's just skirms have just been the problem for him the entire game. Now that the Eagles are in, the skirms aren't going to be as effective as they were before. But yeah, Hart just simply goes for another castle. Great final shot there. The mangonel from Hart. He's going to try and deal with these Eagles. The +2 armor is in, and MBL is coming over here with mangonels. He might be able to deny this castle. Maybe. He's got a lot of Eagles in the queue. He's got 13 Eagles in the queue. Let's see what he can do here. Hart with some good pullback micro on the villagers, but he's going to lose some now. If MBL just simply attack rounds here, it could be huge. That castle's at 76%. And Hart is forced to garrison the villagers in the TC, and MBL misclicks the castle. Does kill a few villagers, but he has to leave with the mangonels now. Has to leave. Ends up killing a mangonel from Hart. Loses one of his own. Has a decent amount of gold in the bank. Still only 19 on food. And still does not have auto farm enabled. As he goes for more farms here without horse collar. Really, really good stuff from MBL to keep the pressure on, and really good defense from Hart to not get overwhelmed. And castle on both sides now. Hart will go for more farms, but you can tell it's been messy for him, right? It's been really, really messy as MBL goes for another TC. And MBL right now is kind of holding the map control, and he's going to have an insane amount of production. And we're getting to the point where this snowball of units, this army, is going to take shape for MBL. And it's going to be, even with 2 castles, extremely threatening for Hart. Because eventually Hart will have to extend out for resources, right? He's going to have to go to this gold. Going to have to come to this stone. He's going to run out of wood lines sooner rather than later. Of course, he still has this one at the back, but there's some vulnerable positions here that MBL has potential to hit. Good raid over here from Hart. MBL will send the Eagles. He does have the +2 armor on these villas, so they're going to go down slow. And he clicks up to Imperial Age, and Hart is on the way up as well. 20 more villagers than MBL. Imp no horse collar? Yup. 35 on food too. How many farms? Oh god. And I don't think he has auto farm enabled either. 29 farms, no horse collar. Yikes. Want to see more exploration from MBL. Want to see outposts over here, right? Outposts up here. This is a good one. Town watch coming in. So that's exactly what he's focusing on now. He has to keep tabs on everything that Hart is expanding to. T90's Twitch Prime is still going to be yours. I don't know if he uses his Twitch Prime here. I know he subs. He has the longest streak on the channel. And I would have had the longest streak on his since I was his very first subscriber back in the day, but I didn't want to pay him while he was over at Facebook. And MBL extending outwards. Hart going for another castle. And MBL is going to have to figure out a way to lock down his base. He's snagging his 4th relic, so that's a really great job behind this for MBL to snag those relics. But he's going to really have to figure out a way to lock down his base against Hussar raids. Be it, you know, maybe a TC on every single resource could be useful. It's just, it's going to be really, really tough for him. Or maybe just like big walls. Stone walls from the edge of the map all the way to the center, potentially. You just can't be responding to all of this constantly. Once again, Hart finding his way in here. Elite Eagle is on the way for MBL. And the Eagles are coming in, and Hart's going to have that same problem. Once Elite Eagle's in, this army is going to do nothing against that. Oh, boy. Oh, man, here come the raids on both sides. MBL going to be losing villagers. At least his vills have some armor. Hart's going to be losing vills as well, unless he finds an army to clear this. He can always garrison in the houses, but then the villagers are stuck there, right? A lot of times you forget about them as well. I like the fact that MBL is splitting up Eagles, and he's coming all the way back here, and Hart is on the run. MBL's managed to clear the Light Cav and the Knights from the other side, and now it's his turn to start killing villagers. So much harder for Hart to deal with this stuff. Oh, that's such an exposed wood line here. Oh, man. MBL has had to kind of stall his production, though, because he wants to get the upgrades, right? So we see the Eagles not coming into play, and our Khmer player has now gone into hand cannons. Now, hand cannons won't really help that much against roaming bands of Eagles in the back of your eco, but as soon as you have something to protect, like a Trebuchet mass or something like that, that you want to push forward with, hand cannons will absolutely shred the infantry. For the time being, though, MBL can just kind of, you know, pick them off one by one or just run away from them. Do you see him still getting some value over on the sides? Eco KD, 23 to 18 now. Favor of the Norwegian. We see the hand cannons putting in work. The Bliss Elephants as well. And more barracks are being added. I think the next most important part of the map that they're going to have to clear up is definitely the south, right? It's probably not a fight MBL wants to take here. But this area, near the golds here, there's another gold here, another gold here. Some hills around maybe you could castle, and some valuable choke points that you can cut off for both Hart and MBL. And both of them have enough for... I was going to say both of them have enough stone for more castles, but MBL actually just sold his stone. Horse Collar coming in hot. Got so much gold in the bank for what? What are we doing with the gold? Why'd we sell the stone? Eagles coming in as well. Very concerning development here. MBL saving for spies. Maybe he's saving for fabric shields. There it is. There it is. Fabric shields. Oh, God. He's going to have 10 pierce armor. Which I guess kind of helps against the hand cannons since they're doing pierce damage. But most of their damage is bonus damage. Just ignores the armor anyway, so... I don't know if fabric shields is really the play here. It is the play to keep killing these villagers in the back. And Hart has had to keep up villager production to match the raids. Where's Hart gold? He's got some gold over here. He's got some gold over here. And he's got some gold here. But MBL is doing good work against that. Maybe we go more skirms if you're MBL, right? Get your food eco under control, number one. This food eco is awful for this stage of the game. Just look at his starting TC like that. Oh, jeez, that's ugly. Right now he's just trying to raid his opponent to death. And he's kind of getting shot down by the hand cannons. Oh, God. Where are the trebs from MBL? Building them up. I like this. Like this. You don't want to trickle treb. And he's not trickle trebbing. Oh, you said triple treb. He might triple treb, technically. You might be right on that account. You definitely want to send him in all at the same time. Try and catch Hart off guard before he has time to repair. And you can see right now, MBL clearing a lot of those hand cannons. Trying to protect his trebs and driving those light cav away and taking care of the castle on this side. But at the same time, Hart is still raiding at the back here. MBL still forced to keep army over on this side to protect himself. MBL still with a extremely underwhelming farming eco. Like, even with Mezzo, you definitely want at least 35, 40 farms right now. And he's at 21. Which is not good at all. However, Hart is running out of stone. And that castle goes down. And this one will likely follow. Still has to deal with the raids in the back. And that's a lot of eagles. All of the hand cannons are forward, I think. Oh, no. How many villagers back here? 35 villagers from Hart on this wood line alone. Night, night. Bye-bye, villagers. Oh, my God. That is so many dead vills for Hart. 33 hand cannons. They're all forward here, but are the hand cannons going to even be enough to save the castle? The answer is no. Hart has no stone. He barely has enough gold to buy the stone. The hand cannons are here. The hand cannons are massacring these eagles. The eagles at the front, but in the meantime, the eagles at the back are killing so many villagers. And Hart has now lost his defenses over here at the front. And it's only a matter of time before Hart's not paying attention. And if the eagles ever close the distance with the hand cannons, they're going to kill quite a few of them. It's exactly what's happening right now. MBL has 55 eagles on the field. He doesn't care if Hart has a bonus against these units. He doesn't care if Hart's taking the better engagements. He's just spamming, and he's overwhelming them completely. And there's dots all over the back of Hart's eco, and it's just a matter of time before Hart calls the GG. GG called. MBL just doesn't care. Doesn't care about the lack of horse color, lack of food eco, lack of anything. That the units that theoretically counter his. That's the MBL way right there. Pikemen spam into switching into eagles against hand cannons and killing more villagers from his opponent. 113 at the end of the day. Really, really nice stuff. He takes game one. Hart's going to be a little frustrated with that one. It seemed like he was in a really good position, and he actually had the better eco there. Food eco is big difference, but of course Incas, right? Pikes counter skirms and eagles counter hand cannons. That's right. The things you learn. Do we know if the new civs will be allowed in the tournament? I don't think so in Warlords. I don't think so. It would be bad, I think, if they were. Because players haven't had time to practice them, really. All right. Khmer loss. Incas win. MBL is up 1-0. We go into game 2 shortly. Nope. Nope. Mem said they would. Mem said maybe. As long as the patch doesn't break the game. I don't know if they're going to be included. He said, as long as the patch doesn't break the game. So they're not going to be included. We know the patch will break something. It's inevitable. Persian's not allowed then? Well, if those civs aren't allowed, we wouldn't be using that patch with all the changes, right? Gonna run a ad here so you don't get one during the game. Pog. And we've got game 2 coming right up. MBL is the guy who makes every bad decision possible but has the conviction to stick with it. I think, yeah, so I think a lot of MBL's strength, as we have migration here. Ooh. Heart's not landlocked. I think that's a bug map. I think that's a bug map, and I think Hart is a little bit disoriented here by this map because he's gone for a dock back here, which is right up against the edge of the map, but I don't think he realizes it's up against the edge of the map. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, my perspective on MBL for years has been that, you know, he might make a bad decision, and it's not like he's making the worst decisions. He's not. He's just making a slightly less optimal decision. But he does it so quickly and with such conviction, and he sticks with it when he's, you know, at his best, that at the end of the day, it's more optimal than the optimal, well-thought-out decision would be because they spend the time thinking about it. He does everything by instinct, and it's instantaneous. And that's why it works. So, Hart's fishing situation is pretty rough at the moment. He does see that he's not landlocked anywhere. Might assume that it is up here. And he's basically playing islands at the moment. But he's going to get a second dock up on this side, playing as Dravidians, MBL playing Japanese. MBL is landlocked, as you probably should be on this map. We'll see what he goes for. I've seen with these Warlords, Nineville start maps, I've seen more feudal aggression on water. I think Tato and Viper both went for it. Yo tried to go for it with a transport ship forward docks in feudal with Persians. And we've seen a couple other people go for galleys and whatnot. So maybe it's not just an FC play like we saw most of the way through Titans League. Can you get those water trees? I mean, you can chop them, but you can't build a lumber camp next to them. So you have to drop the villagers off, chop the wood, hop in the transport ship, go back to the mainland, drop off the wood, chop them again. If we ever get to a situation where these water trees actually matter, I mean, that's going to be something, right? What you can do here, I think, though, is transport a monk and sit it in the middle of the trees. And have like a monk outpost here. The problem is that a fire ship can just shoot over top of those trees, but still, you know. Place a tower inside? No, you wouldn't be able to build. You wouldn't be able to build it. There's nowhere for the villager to sit. Okay. Well, Hart's going to have plenty of space to fish back here if he wants to go for some more defensive dock placements. And MBL is on the way up to Feudal Age. Is MBL going past Castle? I don't know. Right now his food looks really low, but remember he has 8 Japanese fishing ships, right? So that food is gonna come in pretty quick. And it looks like he is going FC. Yeah. No Feudal Age water pressure for him. And no Feudal Age water pressure for Hart either. Hart is going to do what he was doing in Titans League, what I've seen him do so far on this map as well with Dravidians. He's going to transport the villagers over here. He's going to make a stable. And he's going to try and cover this main area with Dravidian scouts. Imagine game goes down to wood control and we see one player chop those trees. Yeah, I was thinking that as well, but I didn't want to, like... I didn't want to manifest it, because if we end up chopping all of the wood on this map, like, that is a disgusting amount of wood, dude. Right? Like, that's 166k in just that, and then the water trees are 6,000. I don't want to manifest that. Hart sent 3 villagers across. Okay. Also collecting some of the water buffalo. MBL has not yet gone for a transport ship, and he's going to go fast castle, and you can see him clicking up right now, and adding in some fire galleys as well, and he's also got 11 fishing ships. So spent a little bit more wood on the ships. Hart has spent more wood on the barracks and the stable. And the transport ship is, of course, and Hart is going to control this middle area. MBL seeking to control the water a little bit more. MBL might siege push Hart's starting island. It is worth pointing out, like, with Hart not being landlocked here, if MBL ever does win water, he can range, like, 90% of Hart's island. Usually there's a little bit where you can't get at, right? Can range a lot of that, though. Also, another benefit for Hart on this migration version is there's water buffalo here. So he can bring these back. He can put them in the transport ship and bring them back to his TC. And he can delay having to go for farms for a little bit longer. Yo was doing a fantastic job with that in his game versus Hart. He was constantly ferrying those water buffalo over. Hart doesn't seem that interested in doing it himself. MBL goes for the barracks, and Hart doesn't see it. Nope.
Fuck you all. Your lives are so sad. I get a charity.
The most likely place for MBL to land, and it's the only
Hope
place
you're
that
good, dude.
Hart hasn't scouted. And now he's going to see it. He's going to be like, damn it. As MBL goes for the War Galley upgrade, getting some demos in there. Does he have loom? No, he doesn't have loom. God damn it. He's only... Dude, you got a wall in your vills. How many times are we going to see this from players? Over and over and over again. No loom, no wall, no nothing. And he loses 2 of his vills. And Hart comes over with another scout. He's still got a spearman over here too. Loom comes in for MBL. But he's only got 1 villager left on this side. Does clear up another scout from Hart, though. A little bit sloppy from Hart. And MBL is over here with some fires. So might be able to clear up the fish if he's paying attention. Looks like he isn't as of now. He's sending more fires in a demo across, though. And MBL still has 11 Japanese fishing ships behind this. Has to be careful about the fires from Hart, though. This is a legit tournament. It is, dude. This is like a legit tournament. Not just some show match or anything. There's a legitimate prize pool, legitimate players, legitimate matchups. Settings exactly. PC from MBL with 1 vill. We loading up more vills? Maybe thinking about it. He's losing fishing ships though. He's losing fish, and he doesn't realize it. He might lose the transport ship as well. MBL's not paying attention. Not paying attention, guys. And still only 1 villager in the center. 7 fishing ships left for MBL. Hart has killed 6 of them, or 4 of them rather, and 2 villagers. MBL has not killed a single fishing ship yet. And MBL doesn't realize that Hart is not landlocked. So he doesn't go around this way because why would he? You never have just an island on migration. It's always up against the edge of the map. Hart tried to come in for this Vil. MBL saving her. And now taking care of the fires in the back of his base. But Hart already going for docks on this side. Diversifying his fish options. And, of course, he's got the TC set up. Got the monasteries and everything. And he should be doing fine here. Looks like he's going to be able to defend on water, too. MBL at home, starting to add in some farms now. 31 villagers for him, so he's 10 vills behind Hart. The 2 villagers he lost earlier, having 1 villager only building this TC, right? Now taking a hit to his food eco because he lost those fish, he wasn't paying attention. Been a lot better execution here for Hart, but MBL will be going for a forward dock here. We'll be adding a siege workshop and thinking about a push maybe through the center with the pikemen and with some mangonels. Big demos from Hart, damn. Can monks convert livestock other than walking near them? No. That would be pretty stupid. Like, unless they're feeding them the wafers that you get from church, right? And, like, they like those wafers better than the other wafers. Catholic water buffaloes? Yeah. Or the blood of Christ, yeah. Water buffalo, big fan of the body of Christ. Waifus? No, dude, you're so comfortable here. It actually hurts. Okay, MBL still contesting the water. Same with Hart. More demos coming out. MBL has yet to kill a singular fishing ship. With all of this pressure on the water, he has not killed a single fishing ship from his opponent. And he proceeds to sail by 4 of them. But he is kind of clearing this stuff up, and he's only 11 villagers behind, I suppose. As the mangonel comes forward, he's got spearmen to help him defend and villagers to repair the mangonel. So he should be able to save that. Bro. This is tilting? A little bit, right? A little bit. Like, you feel like you should be sending 1 fire over this way. Try and sneak up on him from a different direction. I thought those fires might be able to get through, but good demo from Hart. MBL does kill that villager, and MBL is now pushing on this side, so we'll see if he can get something done in the land battle. Does kill another villager from Hart. And he might be able to kill another one here. And he might be able to figure out that this is not landlocked on this side if he chases this villager around. But the fire just goes directly into the dock instead of chasing the Vil. And Hart's now working away on a siege workshop of his own, getting the light cav upgrade to potentially snipe some villagers or some monks. And MBL's figured it out. Okay. But he still doesn't know. It might still be landlocked over here. He doesn't know. Has finally killed some fishing ships behind all of this. And is now looping fires around this way so he can find some fish from Hart. The extended fishing eco over there. His fish, not the greatest gather rate on this side, right? There's still plenty of fish he can take over here, but he's got to redock to do that. As the battle continues in the center. Light cap finding value. Good mobility usage there from Hart. And he snipes both of the mangonels. Does lose a monk in the process. But the push is dead from MBL over here. And Hart will go for a castle to keep himself secure. That's good from MBL. Patrols the fire, denies the dock, kills another villager. And the overall villager count right now, 66 for Hart, 53 for MBL. So he's not that far behind. And now he's discovered, like, hang on a second. This dude's on an island. Demo could be huge from Hart. This could be a 4-fire galley. Or 4-fire demo. He only gets 2. Another mangonel going down. Castle is up. Potential for Arumis now, which could actually be good against only Spearman Mangonel, right? Arumis could be really solid. However, Hart is losing a lot of his food eco, so he's going to have to start adding in a ton of farms here. Fishing ships have gone down. So we look at the overall eco comparison, 72 to 67 when you factor in the fishing ships. And MBL is now much more efficient with his boats now that he's repositioned them. Lying Runner, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate it, brother. 3 months, sorry. Persistence is key, and we can see what the persistence has gained MBL, right? He has water control kind of now. He's killed the fishing ships. All he needed to do was produce like 70 ships of his own, and it was going to happen. But he does not have a castle yet in the center. Hart is going to have 2 of them. And Hart a little bit quicker with that mangonel. MBL's got 1,200 gold in the bank. Buy your way up, brother. Go up to Imp or something. Maybe buy a castle. Maybe not lose all your mangonels. There we go. Another siege workshop for MB. 1,500 gold in the bank.
Content.
So many villagers on gold right now. A lot of villagers on stone as well. Definitely needs to expand his food eco for sure. And he's actually running out of gold piles on this side as well. As we see the light cap come in. Need to deal with this, but he's got the spearmen, of course. Usually it's a race to imp here, but neither player seems that motivated to get there. Never mind, I take it back. MBL buying 700 food. His economy suddenly looks balanced as he queues up 3 more vills, and he needs to build that second building. He went for double siege workshop. That's why he queued up more vills. Realized he couldn't click up. And now that he has the monastery, it's time to go up as soon as he has the food, and bop, there we go. On the way to Imperial Age. Forward castle with some trebs early. Could be massive for MBL. He will likely lose his fishing ships soon, though, because Hart now has water control. So he's definitely going to start to add in food eco, or he needs to, rather, as he goes for a TC over here and starts adding some farms. And there's the castle from him. That TC? Okay. If Hart had already, if Hart had been arriving in Imperial Age, 30 seconds ago, which is not that far-fetched, that TC would be in big trouble for Imp. But as it is, MBL is going to be fine. All right, let's look at this from Hart's perspective. He's going to click up to Imperial Age soon. He's got more fires, right? Wants to control the water, wants to take out the fish, for sure, from MBL. And control the movement of these villagers over to the center area. He's also got a really decent food eco, all things considered. 29 on food is fantastic. And you can see he actually queued up Imperial Age, I think in one of these TCs, and then he canceled it and queued it back in this one because he realized MBL is probably already up to him. I don't want to take any risks. Does Hart have much gold access in the middle? He's got this stuff, and this stuff. So, a decent amount. Arumi versus Samurai. I think Arumi, if they're fully upgraded, might win, but I think Samurai win in general. And Arumi need a lot of upgrades to get there, right? Imperial Age. Minute and 40 seconds away. MBL, already working away on the Trebs. Does not have access to bombard cannons, so that could be a huge problem. And also he's out of gold over here. Needs to transport villagers across, but of course, fire ships are patrolling, right? And he's only got this transport, which can only fit 5 villagers in it. No horse collar again. It's fine. I don't like the fact he's making these farms so close to the shoreline. But it is what it is, right? Also needs to sell wood so he can have enough gold to produce strips. Pretty rough situation for him. Hart is already going into crossbow production. Hart is a much more stable eco than his opponent. And Hart's going to be in a really solid position here, folks. MBL won't be able to get this castle down because of the outpost there. Probably go for it a little bit further forward maybe, but I mean, that's the ideal spot you want it in. Kind of disgusting to put it then within range of any Trebs Hart can set up near his castle. And yeah, that's gonna... Oh! Did he lose that? Or... I don't think he did. He didn't. Okay, he deleted it. Thank God. MBL backs away. MBL. I like the fact he's going for a mill here and he's trying to take like the shore fish and whatnot. Just any food sources he can. But I mean, I think we're seeing the difference, and this is what I've identified in the problems in MBL's game, in my opinion. Because everyone probably has a different opinion. Why'd you attack the deer? It's just simply his timing to add farms is off. Almost consistently every single game. If you compare him to the top players. His timing on adding farms is way off. With this much wood in the bank, if you look at someone like Hera or Yo or Viper or Tato or someone along those lines, they would already have 40 on food right now. They would have already made that complete switch from fishing eco onto land eco. And they'd have like a massive amount of food production to sustain whatever they want to go for in the center. Onager into bombard cannons, yep. Well, he saw the crossbow, right? He saw the skirmishers potentially. So he's going Onager, and he's also going Redemption to deal with the bombard cannons. Does not have Kataparuto yet, but gets a nice shot on the crossbows over here. You're shit-talking Onager into bombard cannon, dude. MBL has just gotten insane value from that Onager tech. The crossbows are dead. And the monks are pushing back the bombard cannons, and the onagers are going to be able to deal with the skirms or the crossbows as the monks are coming forward. Onager trying to get some good shots against the Trebs. Doesn't quite get them, though. And he's going to get all 3 Trebs here. Oh, nice shot there from MBL. Damn, dude. He's also getting some good value against the skirms over here. Beautiful stuff. And the monks are going to push forward and try and convert the bombard cannons. And the Onager is going to keep the crossbows and the skirmishers honest. Block printing is in. So they do have full range, these monks. Trebuchet is not. And I don't think this Treb can quite range that castle foundation. MBL is at 137 population. 11 on food still. 11 on food. And that number is going to go up. Because my man's got 50 vills with no job. My man has 50 villagers with no job. No job having ass vills back there. Nice micro from Hart. Treb's going after bomber cannon. Gets one. Now he's going after this castle. Thumb ring, careening. Cavalry armor as well. But the monks have increased. I mean, the monks also have utility against the elephant archers, right? It's not just the bombard cannons. The monks are going to add a lot here in this equation. That's not good. Neither is that. Nice job from Hart to transport over. Just a few units, and it's disrupting the entire economy from MBL now. As he tries to focus on the monk, Onager, Trebuchet micro on this side. Hart is doing all the little things. Hart is completely cutting off the farm eco back here. And it's a much, much better eco for Hart than it is for MBL. Take a look back here. Good setup. Bomber cannon still working away on this side. The castle will go down. But Hart can afford to replace it. These dudes are doing good work. 20 kills on villagers. 18 villager kills for these. Altogether, we've got 38 villager kills for this little force that Hart sent across in one transport ship. Big shots coming in from the Onagers. KD is almost even, but you look at that eco KD, and it really tells the story here. Also, look at the amount on food for MBL, 7. The amount on wood for MBL, 7. Just the setup isn't there long term. There's some samurai now on the field, but no armor on the samurai at all. And MBL is just sitting here hoping that something goes his way. He's not doing anything to clear this up. He can't escape on this side. And he can't win the fight on this side. And Hart wins game number 2. MBL running into issues, but Hart playing that super solid. Hart played that so well. And we've seen it through Titans League. Hart is just a god on migration. He bit Mr. Yo the other day as well. You give him Dravidians on migration, he goes to the scout build, and he's just so good, right? He controls the map. He did lose water for a second, but it's fine because he got the farm eco set up behind this. And everything was okay. Maybe using the blacksmith would have helped MBL for what, though? Using the blacksmith for what? He didn't have anything that needed blacksmith upgrades. I think it's just tough to go for War Galley there, Pete, because you need, if you're controlling an enemy's island, you need a group of like 12 War Galleys to even stop 3 fires. You need to keep them grouped up. As soon as you split them like across his entire island to hold map control, they're so easy to clear. Okay, 1-1. Migrations win for Hart. We go on to the next game, which should be, I don't know. You're right on the timing of the farms. Watch MBL play and just look at his food count throughout the game. And then go watch someone like Hera play and look at his food count. Not like the amount in the bank, but the amount he has on that resource. The difference will stun you. MBL will be consistently 3 or 4 minutes behind Hera to the exact same number with the same civ. And Hera's obviously the best at it in our game right now, adding farms. But all the other top players like Yo, Tato, Viper, Leary, the guys I mentioned, kind of keep up with Hera. MBL, not so much.
Fuck you all. Your lives are so sad I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
I like your content.
I think it's going to be Black Forest, kids. I think it's going to be Black Forest.
You should have heard your mom last night. She sounded like my great aunt when I pulled a surprise visit. She was like, oh!
Hannibal's, thank you for this
Let's go
37, bro.
MB.
Appreciate it. God, I love that song. All right, we'll get back to that. Black Forest, MBL playing as Bohemians and Hart playing as Portuguese, and there's a signpost here, and if you don't know what the signpost says, it says villager battle is going to happen over here. Absolute bloodbath. Watch out, because both players will be fighting for this map position. MBL has not sent villagers forward yet, but it's likely he will. No, he's not. He's simply going to bring his boar in, and that's fine. Okay, Hart will have the forward position with the Portuguese. And Hart will have a scout inside of MBL's base here. And MBL is just perfectly okay with Hart sending these villagers forward, apparently. Usually you want to fight tooth and nail in a 1v1 situation. As we see Boris coming in here. Oh, Boris is coming in. But usually you want to see, or rather, usually you try and prevent your opponent from having forward walls like this, because they can come into your base whenever they want, and you can't come into theirs. Also, with a hill like this and a forward stone and whatnot, if Hart gets a forward castle up, it could be the end for MBL. But MBL has made a decision. He's not going to sacrifice his early eco to go contest the wall forward. And he's just going to be casually taking the boars and taking some wood. Being fine, I guess. Can't push deer now? Yes, he can. Hart just simply deletes the wall and sends the scout back. Guys, MBL's mic is broken on his stream, and when he speaks, it makes crazy tearing noises. All right, I'm investigating this for science. All right, let's see. Go to videos. We'll go past broadcast, and we'll see what it sounded like.
This is a fun set, though.
It doesn't... I'm not hearing it. Oh, yes, it is broken. Listen. Ew. Ew. It's some weird form of ASMR or something. I don't know. Very strange. Anyway, it's back. And Hart is going to go for a barracks here. MBL is just chilling. It looks like he's just going to go FC or something. He's getting loom right now. Pushing in another deer. Going for a barracks of his own. And he'll be up shortly. You didn't hear the worst part yet because he wasn't speaking there? I think he tried to speak. I heard a staticky kind of sound. MBL is dead, not even walling. We'll see. We will see. MBL keeping the scout nearby. Hart with the militia already here. But he's not on the way up yet. So he can't get the men-at-arms upgrade. Can delete the wall, but MBL is just... even on Black Forest, he goes for the egg. Even on BF. My man must egg. Also worth pointing out, on this map generation, if you want to go for the boars, there will be multiple bears over here. stopping you from doing that. So it's important you keep your scout alive, or you clear up the bears first, as Hart tries to drush, and MBL will just be sending villagers forward. He'll be getting to Feudal Age, and he has the opportunity to go for men-at-arms. So there's a reason why he didn't contest this wall early, because he wants to contest it now in Feudal Age. He knows he's going to be in Feudal Age faster, and now he has the opportunity to go for men-at-arms, potentially. The scout is super weak here from Hart. The scout is also weak from MBL, but MBL's scout is more powerful. And now you ask, do you even go for men-at-arms at all? Because you're only going to have 2 militia left over. The tower is going up from MB. And Hart needs to wall behind this. Hart might be in trouble here, folks. That tower is going to cover a lot of options, right? And MBL almost has enough for another tower. And Hart is not in a position to go FC off of this. This might be big brain from MBL. MBL has played a lot of BF in his life. Probably more than any other map. It's either Arabia or BF. He's played so much BF. And oh, he's almost in. I thought he was in there for a second. Oh my, I can't believe Hart got all of those segments to at least partial HP. I thought for sure MBL was in. And if he was in, those villagers would have died so quick. You can see the low HP that they have. One militia still alive over here. As Hart gets to the Feudal Age, and, well, he's got a lot of food, but he doesn't really have much else of anything. And now it's Hart that has to worry about defending against MBL. Crazy. Eco is still looking a lot better for Hart right now, especially the food count, right? If you're thinking about going up to Castle Age. However, it's not really the most sustainable thing. There's 8 on berries and only 2 farms. Some extra villagers on the deer as well. What's up, Ibicom? Throw a wave to yourself as well. Can MBL finish the firewall? There's another segment behind that. It's hidden by the tower now. But if he finished that, he'd have to batter through another wall piece. And he just retreats for the time being. Market is probably necessary, right? You can see him taking care of this bear. So he went for 1 spear to draw Boris in so he can take that boar. And might use another spear to get these guys in here too. There's the market right there. Hart's about to click up. MBL, once he gets that market and the blacksmith, could potentially buy his way up. Especially if he goes for this boar, which it doesn't look like he's interested in doing immediately. Where's chat, Dave? In chat. Hart has no buildings? Hart has both of the buildings he needs, right? Yeah, this food eco looked great, but now once the berries are gone, it will be revealed that it is indeed only 5 farms. Not the most sustainable economy of all time, without horse collar either. So he's going to have to add some more farms. Clicks up to the Castle Age and is bringing in a boar from this angle as MBL spends 674 gold to buy 500 food, and now he doesn't have any gold at all. So he's going to have to like sell stone if he really wants to force his way up. And he sells 200 wood. So he is going to click. Not too far behind Hart. And he's going to send a lot more to stone. And Hart's going to send a lot to stone. And now we have to consider where they're putting these castles. Because it will be castles. MBL doesn't really have an area here. Maybe if he deletes the house, he can squeeze one in. Hart's got some hills back here he can go with. Hey Dave, do you know Peru is the best country ever? Dude, Peru is just Europe backwards. True if big. Holy shit, he's right. Alright. Castle Age like 40 seconds faster for Hart. I thought Hart was Austrian. No, he's not Austrian. Come on now. Stealing a chatter's joke from like 18 months ago? Dude, I'm a streamer. What do you expect from me? That's what I do. Alright? I just steal ideas from other people. And lines and jokes and everything. Do you know the first thing about streaming? You know the first thing about anything? Any profession at all? You're stealing from the people who came before you. If you're not stealing from the people who came before you, you're doing a horrible job. This is why ChatGPT doesn't know your name, Dave. Oh, it knows my name. So does its mother. Double TC for MBL. Now, the normal play, which we know MBL usually shuns away from, is to go for the forward wall and then go for the castle follow-up. MBL has done neither of those things. And then the normal play after you go for the castle follow-up is to go fast Imperial Age. And MBL hasn't done that either. He's just going to chill in Castle Age. He's going to let Hart come at him. And, well, this is what it is. We'll see if it works out. Fervor before a monk? Bruh, he's Bohemians. Fervor affects the villagers. He goes for the castle now? Oh my, surely he has to know Heart's up to Imperial Age, right? Like, he can see the castle. Well, gonna have a villager lead as Boris comes in again. He killed Boris. The castle doesn't show Imperial Age, Dave. Yes, it does. It 100% does. If you see Hart going for a forward castle here, he's not gonna make organs. And even if he was, you would have seen them already. So the only other reason for the castle being forward is a fast Imperial play. It's about a 99% chance that Imperial Age is coming in if the castle is there. And no organs. So MBL is up to? No. MBL is up to the Hussite wagon. MBL can make unique unit to kill Trebs. Okay. He canceled the Hussite wagon. I think he's might be realizing the game is paused again. And unpause soon. MBL's eco is going to be a lot better if he can hold for a few minutes. That is true. That is true. And I'm you know, the strategy with 4 TCs is very interesting. I'm not disputing the strategy. I'm just kind of wondering about the castle placement. Maybe he feels like the castle is just going to buy him a lot of time, right? He might know that Hart is up. And maybe he just feels like that castle is going to buy him the minutes that he needs. Who knows? Will the militia kill the house is the question. It's going down quick. Also, you have to consider the fact that Hart can add Fetorias behind this if he gets himself a good position forward. Or Fetorias, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he's just going to come forward and repair it, I guess. I mean, Hart's going to be pretty strained to even afford a couple trebs. And there's the first one. Farm Eco coming up from MBL. Wheelbarrow plus Fervor means the farmers are pretty efficient. Also snagging some extra relics, and he actually brought the relic from the center all the way back to this monastery. Heart's eco is not fantastic. It must be pointed out. MBL is going to have like double the villagers. Will he be able to survive is the question. MBL not even close to him, starting to repair. I think he's pretty close. Like, that food eco is starting to kick, right? All of the farms that he added earlier. You see the university coming up here. Maybe he's labbed it out. Maybe the castle is going to buy him enough time. Still has plenty of stone in the bank. Hart's going to have to go for a 4th trebuchet to break this position up on the hill. And MBL could even get maybe masonry at some point. It's got 10 villagers queued, which is 500 food, which is the amount he needs to go up to imp. And he cancels it. He's going to click up. And maybe the castle has bought himself enough time to get up to him. I don't think so. Archers are being queued now. And he's going to need to wall behind this or something. And there we go. There's the stone wall. Fortified wall could be big as well. I mean, the Trebs can make their way through the... Oh my god, Hart targeted every villager for conversions like instantly. Trebs can cut through the trees, but still fortified wall is going to be annoying if he goes for it. Doesn't really have enough layers of wall to opt for that technology as he just runs away from this area. I like the idea of going for Arbalest. And look at how many he's got queued. Oh my god. Dude, he's going to have a lot. And it's going to be tough for Hart to manage all of his monks and his trebs. Meanwhile, behind this, still only one Feitoria for Hart. Might be able to buy himself another castle here somewhere. As MBL queues up a ton of archers. Bodkin arrow is important. Bodkin arrow is important, my man. Good thing MB clicked up with the TC in the back. That one is going to go down really quick. Bodkin arrow is coming in now. Chemistry is in for MBL. It's a lot of crossbows. That's a lot of crossbows. It's just whether MBL can deal with this this castle, right? Especially with the monks around. He's going to need siege workshops for bombard cannons. Or a castle for trebs of his own. And it's going to be a castle. Which is solid, actually. If you're fighting up against monks, you probably want trebs rather than bombard cannons. You can simply convert those. We look at the villager count, though. MBL has double the amount of vills. And Hart needs to be very careful, because Hart doesn't know what he's walking into. He hasn't even seen any crossbows yet. So he's got to keep his monks pretty close to this castle. He sees a castle over here now, but MBL is still hiding these crossbows. He is still hiding the crossbows. And now he's got Bracer. Hart sees this. And MBL's got to go soon. Here he comes. That's a lot of crossbows. That is a ton of crossbows, and these monks need to run. He can even snipe down these trebs with the crossbows. Castle is being taken out, though. Villagers are coming over to repair. MBL trying to snipe the trebs. If he takes out that treb, I think the castle can repair the damage. Backing away from the monks now. I don't think you really need to be concerned about those conversions. You have so many of them. And Hart reallocates his trebs to try and take out the trebs from MBL. So many monks for Hart. So many crossbows for MBL. But MBL is 125 villagers and Hart has 58. I think only 2 Victorias behind. Trebs now going down from Hart to nothing but crossbow fire. And the monks are dying too. Organ guns are being mixed in here. But MBL, decent upgrades on these crossbows, and that means that he's actually going to be doing a lot of damage against the organ guns. And he takes out the castle forward, and it feels like MBL's got enough to push this back. Sick. Really, really nice. How many Feitoria does Hart have? He's got 2. How many do you need? Probably 4 or 5, right? And MBL's pushing back across, folks. He'll gain access to this gold again. He'll gain access to this stone again. He's going to have trebs. He's going to have a ton of arb. The monks have gone the wrong way! Oh no, the monks went the wrong way. Where are you going? And he laughs. MBL laughs. And Hart says XD. Where were they going? They had some sort of pilgrimage to the wrong side of the map. Organs are kind of destroying these arbs, though. Kind of crazy. Well, they was doing. Actually, organs are kind of wow. Organs are absolutely destroying these arbs. I want the armor for those things. Definitely want the armor for those things. Still, castle's gonna go down, which means no more organs for Hart, and MBL can just keep producing Arbalists. Doesn't matter how well the organs are gonna do if you don't have any castles to produce them with. I think MBL's won this game, guys. That's ridiculous. Really, really good strategy here from MBL. He judged it well. He didn't mess around with the production or with the amount of villagers or TCs or eco upgrades or anything. Just did things the MBL way. That's why we like watching him, you know? So many Arbalists in the queue. Yeah. Grab's pushing forward. Eventually. And he still has plenty of gold left to take as well. And Hart's gonna run into some problems repairing this castle. How many Fetorias does he have? I think still 2, right? Still only 2. Yeah, only 2. And the organs are just dying as soon as they come out. Oh my god. 29 Arbalists, 140 villagers for MBL. Castle will go down. And then it's just wide open and Hart calls the GG. That's why you don't doubt MBL on Black Forest, guys. We've seen people lose like 40 villagers, like ACCM and I forget who he played against. Andy. Lost like 40 villagers trying to contest just this one middle area. Because he didn't want his opponent to get a forward wall. MBL was like, whatever. Let you go forward. I'll get up to Feudal Age first. tower push to gain control of this middle area, castle on there to buy me 5 minutes to get to Imperial Age, and double the villager count of Hart. Really sick. And it was right on the edge, too. The timing was like, it could be a minute faster push for Hart, and MBL's dead there. So really, really solid stuff. 2-1 for MBL. Resources crazy, right? Huge advantage there. And we go into game number 4 shortly. Hart spent too much on monks? Maybe. Dave was definitely doubting MBL when Hart was about to hit him. I was doubting that castle position, but I mean, credit to MBL for keeping that thing alive long enough. Okay, we're going on to Nomad. Let's see. Civs for Nomad. Persians for MBL. Probably Malians here for Hart. He could go Malians or Italians. They're both useful in Scandinavia and Nomad. Might be Vietnamese for MBL too. Vietnamese could be good. What's up with Leary nowadays? How does he play? Haven't seen him in ages, and he keeps losing, it seems. I mean, wasn't he in the finals of Titans League? Who was in the... No, he was in the semifinals of Titans League? I'm moving to Tucson next year. Any advice? Yeah, anyone have advice specifically related to Tucson? The tournament before he won against Out. That's right, he did win a tournament. Larry fucking won a tournament like a month ago, bro. Clash of Empires. Clash of Pets tournament, remember? Anyone remember Clash of Pets? Why is the C silent in Tucson? Because no one wants to call it Tucson. Can I get a wide Boris in chat? Man, this guy's a unit. MBL has gone for Vietnamese. Okay, that makes sense. Persians would be the old meta choice, but MBL has gone for Vietnamese, and this tells me one thing. It tells me that MBL wants to know where his opponent is, and he's going to go for some early pressure. He's gone for the TC over here, which is, you know, the best TC considering the hills. Gonna make for some pretty ugly wood lines over on this side, but you can actually make it closer there because of the hills. And he did get it on the gold, and he's right next to his opponent, and he's gonna know that he's right next to his opponent. You can see the TC from Hart. I think first order of business from MBL is exploring with a villager up here. Seeing if there's any, you know, boars around. If he can lame any boars from Hart. And also finding the dock from Hart. Meanwhile, for Hart, I think with Malians, you're going to have probably a better fishing eco, right? You're going to have a better start. So basically, you just have to try and prevent yourself from taking too much damage from MBL. Unfortunately for him, the golds are just non-existent. He's got himself a stone, right here as he pushes in a deer. Good job there. But the nearest gold is over here. That's really bad. MBL has a TC on a gold, and he's closer to this gold up here. He's closer to this one down here, and he's got another option over here too. Can they re? I don't know. I would assume. But I don't know. Hart's still looking for boars. MBL. Searching for Hart's dock. And he's going to find another boar over here. He's also got some deer. Don't lose the bill, please. There we go. Alright, let's see what Hart can see. Knows where the TC is. He, I think, has found the dock from MBL. I don't know if he realized he lost a sheep or a pig or whatever over there, but we'll say that he knows where that dock position is. And MBL does not know where the dock position from Hart is. Who's the fourth best Nomad player? I don't know. Belgium doesn't really play the game anymore, so I don't know who the best Nomad players are other than Yo. I would say like Yo, Viper, Tato Leary. I wouldn't normally say Leary, but like I said, the last couple years, other than the game against Viper earlier today, whenever I see Leary on Nomad, it's really impressive. Doubt he got to finals in the last Nomad tournament. You mean WWC? Doubt had a pretty easy bracket WWC, and we're talking about this generation of Nomad. We're not talking about just all those Nomad maps. Alright. MBL is still not up. He finally clicks up to Feudal Age. Hart is... I mean, Hart is only a minute away, right? And Hart knows where the TC from MBL is. And he also knows where the dock from MBL is, and he's going for a forward one himself. As we see MBL still kind of looking around. He's going to find the dock over here when he sends his pig. And he's going for another dock of his own. But his timing is so much slower than Hart's, especially if he's not going for an FC play. He's going for feudal pressure. His timing is just not there, right? Licks? No, I don't think. I think Licks is a good piece to have in a 4v4 Nomad team, but he's not one of the best for sure. So, Hart did find the gold. And he's come out for the gold. And MBL doesn't even know that this is here. So, even though it's really far away from his base, it's going to be pretty safe for Hart. And that means that he can easily go for the amount of fire galleys he needs to pressure MBL. And of course, he already knows where this dock is, right? He does not know where the other dock is up here. He's actually already explored that, so he has no idea. And he might end up sending these first fire galleys to the south, which is exactly what he's doing. Delete water from the game? Why? I like water. Water is a good tool to punish Age of Empires players who have no creativity and adaptability. It's an extremely wonderful tool. Because it's wet and it sucks. Oh, you don't like drinking water. Ah, I see. I see. Does T90's return to Twitch make it easier for you to co-cast with him? Or does it matter? Doesn't really matter, no. I could co-cast with him anytime I want. Nice exploration here from Hart. outposts on this side, archers on this side, right? Controlling all of the areas, and he keeps going for outposts. Oh my god, I know Malians save wood on buildings, but god damn, dude. My man has got a line of outposts all the way through the center here, and the exploration is kind of nuts for him. Now he's kind of figuring out where these fires from MBL came from, and he's going to find the dock on this side and find the fishing ships as well on this side. MBL needs to pull those away and save as many of those as he can. As we see the archers now from Hart looping around behind the wood line, and neither player really in a position to click up to Castle Age. I don't think there's a vill over here from MBL to repair this stuff either. There's not. And it's going to be tough for him to send one too, with these archers kind of on the prowl from Hart. Hart has to be careful though. Doesn't know what's inside that archer range. He's against Vietnamese, which have more HP. And if he doesn't have these on stand ground, his archers might be pulled into the TC as well. So has to be very careful as MBL punishes him for hanging around and is going to be able to kill probably 2 archers here. 1, 2. On the other side, MBL comes in with the demo, manages to get 1 fishing ship. And that's it. Still has a fire over here as we see Hart with the dock over here, but no fishing ships on this side. So all of the fishing ships right now for both players are over here, and definitely MBL has done more with his, right? Hart has 3 left over and they're not even fishing right now. Kind of more focused on the land than MBL seems to be. Skirms looping around. And there's some villagers over here that might be a little bit exposed. MBL still no fletching. And now it's MBL's turn to lose fish. Yikes. MBL. MB. Do something. He's busy. And yeah, he's going to lose all his fish. Looks like we've got some more archers from Hart. They went all the way around this little pond in the center. Going to make their way over to this wood line. MBL does have a few archers here to defend himself. And he's actually stretched out here for some extra food. But he will lose a villager that's kind of pathing a little bit weird over on the side. Hoyo, you were never going to get away with that. I'm sorry. Thank you, Janosh, for making him think that he could get away with that pyramid. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now scouts have been added in. Interesting. So full feudal play here. Scouts getting added in here from Hart as MBL maybe trying to get enough resources to go up to the next age. Hart's resources looking fantastic as well. And Hart also taking care of the fish and adding some more of his own. So Hart's played this pretty good right now. And the scouts are going to be a good option against these skirmishers from MBL. And Hart is also going for a market. First player to the market, which is a key building here. And he'll be able to click up to the Castle Age shortly. And he still has access to gold over here, which was our main concern, right? Gold position was so far away. MBL still can't even see that. He doesn't know that Hart's missing gold. For all he knows, the gold's over here. And it kind of is. I mean, the market's there. All right, MB. How long is it going to take for you to click up? Still going for fire galleys over on this side. He knows he needs to keep a presence on the water to try and kill the fish from his opponent. He actually still has a fire galley over here that could be of some use. Castle Age on the way from Hart. A forward castle could be absolutely devastating. You see he's almost got 600 stone in the bank. If he goes for a forward castle like around this area, MBL is going to be a really tough position, but MBL is keeping his army present here, denying that potential foundation. This is GG. It feels like it, doesn't it? Too big of an advantage to Castle Age. Already has the stone in the bank. Even a castle over here would be brutal. You probably want it over here somewhere, though. This hill or this hill. If you go for a castle here, it kind of, you know, protects your gold a little bit. Because MBL would have to loop all the way around to get there. And it lets you have a position you can sit in and maybe go for some siege and pressure your opponent. Another dead vill, maybe? No. Okay, where's the castle going, Hart? 20 seconds away. He could put it here. MBL bringing all of the villagers. He knows what's up. He brings the vills. He brings the archers. He brings the skirmishers. But Hart has so many villagers building this castle foundation. MBL is going to try and go for a tower. He needs to, because if this castle goes up, he's GG. But a tower has never, ever, 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 ever denied a castle ever in the history of ever. And there's a knight involved now, too. And the castle's at 77%. And there's only skirms. And it's time to hit resign. As Hart gets the castle up, MBL will now have to deal with a castle on his main gold, a castle within range of his production buildings, a castle within range almost of his TC. And he spent his stone on that tower, so he can't even reboom behind, or not reboom, but extend his boom without buying some more stone of his own. Does it range the TC? I think with fletching it does. And the knights are at the back. Monastery up from MBL to go for some monks. You can see him looking to clear up the fish as well, but Hart's going to take care of that, and Hart's going to shift some of his fishing chips around this side. And he's also going to find the villagers on the gold up here, as MBL needs to leave. All of this has stemmed from the fact that MBL was just a little bit too late to click up to Feudal Age, right? He was about a minute too late. And Hart managed to get that water control. MBL was just reacting the entire time. He went into archers here, when he probably just could have walled this, right? If he just walls this and goes like market FC, I think he's might be in a better position. But I mean, as much as we talked about Hart lacking gold, MBL was lacking stone. His stone was so far away from his TC. So even if he were to go like FC or something, he could never get himself into a castle. Nineville's start from Nomad is just, it's weird. It's definitely weird. I say it's worse. It's just weird. What a clip. What is this clip? Castle ain't the only thing that's up. I'm not watching that. Mod punish? Oh, God. What is this? I mean, we'll enable it for science, right? I can't! Too many emotes.
Fuck you all. Your lives are so sad. I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you.
We hit the limit. We did. We're removing some. We're removing Alien Please 2. We're enabling this. Not that's the right Alien Please. I'm talking about Alien Please 2. This song is based on Chatter's gambling on game 5s.
Sheesh.
The Demu! Thank you! Bro, you don't have to do that. Thank you for the 10 gifted, brother. Appreciate you. Me and Didimu hung out for an entire day. That's right, like 10 hours.
You should have heard your mom last night. She sounded like my great aunt when I pull a surprise visit. She was like, oh!
Every gambler knows.
Yorts.
Wait, and knowing what to keep. Dude, some of these emotes. Like some of these emotes, like what are these?
Sheesh.
Like honestly, Lieutenant Dan, let's go, bro. He's back. He's a lieutenant. He's an officer. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you. All right, get your bets in. Get your bets in. Game 5 coming right up. And we have had so many games today. 3 of the sets have gone to Game 5.
F you all, your lives
I've been
are
live
so
for
sad. I
7
got a
hours.
tax break just for hanging out with you.
Without really moving. I think I've gotten up from my chair like 3 times. This has been a nice day of Age of Empires. And we still have the semifinals yet to come tomorrow, I believe. As we have Scandinavia here in Game 5. Hart versus MBL, the AM matchup. Italians for Hart. Malay for MBL. And both these civs should be pretty good on Scandinavia. You get 3 boars on Scandi. You get a lot of deer as well. And both players' deer have spawned forward, which is probably good in terms of fairness. Bets. Don't worry, I'm sure the mods are working on the bets right now. I'm 100% certain that they're working. Behind the scenes people are going crazy. Did they change color? Yeah, they did. Thank you. Who will win Game 5? Bets are open. Bets are open. And Hart is going for some big walls here. Big old walls. If he walls there, he's going to have to wall here. And then he's going to have to wall there. And then he's going to have to wall here. Interesting wall segments from our boy Hart. Meanwhile, MBL, well, if he wants to wall, he's going to have to wall to the TC as well. Like this. It's a lot of work for sure. Ooh, bets are pretty even. Make sure you bet all of your points, okay? What is this? Saseki! Thank you for the 11 gifted, dude. Thank you so much. 11 gifted, always. All of the total of that better be a multiple of 11. 550 gifted subs. have all been in 11 bombs. Cash flowing in as it does. Hart is MBL walling. That is a great point, and I was about to make the exact same point. Hart is walling around this gold like he's MBL. Super, super weird setup here for Hart. But why? Because he wants to keep the gold safe, obviously. I earlier lost all my points in the Hera Yo match. Now I'm back to 168k points without betting at all. What happened? Mods, you heard him. Clearly there's been an error in the system, but Puffle Prime has been, well, he's been honest enough to point out that error to us, so we're going to need to punish him and take away 168,000 points. And Hart is going for another... What is he doing? What do we have? Some bow tie past the ass base from Hart? What is this? What is this angel wing base? What on earth are these walls, dude? He is Italian. Ah, yes. It's not bow tie past it. It's farfalle. Right? Is that how they say it? I think so. Villager coming out here. He's going to try and contest this pawn. MBL, having none of it. Houses all over the place. She ain't even stopping for that keg. She's making houses. He's got multiple docks here. And he's got multiple docks over here. MBL is not screwing around, folks. Hart is going to go for an FC play. MBL will go full water control. As we see a fire galley coming out this way. It's going to be too late to deny this dock, though. Likely from Hart. For following these nuts. Yeah. What a weird base. How does this protect you at all? Is my question. He's left it open in 4 different places. How on earth does this protect you? I don't understand. Did Hart see those docks on his side? No, he did not. It's open for airflow. Ooh. MBL brings in another boar, and you might think MBL is going to be forever Feudal Age, but remember, he is melee. So as soon as he clicks up, it's going to be much faster for him to get to Castle Age, and he's got a lot of fishing ships, guys. He's going to discover the docks over here from Hart. And he's going to send fires over on this side. Hart will have 2 fire galleys of his own, but MBL is already going to be here with double the amount of fishing ships. MBL now just casually milling the deer at the front here, or the ibex, or whatever you want to call them. And oh no, oh, MBL had such an advantage with this villager battle, but he's gonna lose it! Oh god! She got burned. Well, Hart knows all about these ibex. And if Hart has the resources, maybe he could go for like some units to clear those up. Maybe he could go for a TC. You can see he's going into the war galley research to try and contest water. Still only 2 fishing ships versus 8. And where else is he going to use his wood is the question. Right? Does he add another TC? Does he go into a barracks and a stable? Monastery, maybe? We don't know yet. Fish Eco in North is getting wrecked for Hart. No. He only lost 2 fishing ships. MBL going for a market blacksmith, and MBL is going to be able to click up, and he's actually not that far behind at the end of the day. However, he will need to try and save his fish over here. And there's only 1 deep fish left in this area. That one's going to be expired, and he's going to have to try and defend himself against better ships over on this side and against better ships on this side. He does have more, though. And right now, it seems like he has enough to defend in the north. And it seems like he has enough to defend in the south. Nice! Love to see the demo raft for demo ship value. That's big. That's a big trade-off right there. We see more demos coming in from behind. Castle Age is about to kick for MBL. Takes out another fire. Takes out another fire. Demo raft coming in from behind. He's coming in hot. And he's able to deal with it. Well done from MBL on that side, but still, not really many fish to take over here. Hart went for that second TC. War Galley coming in for MBL. Still doesn't really have any fish up here. And is going to end up taking the fight before War Galley comes in, but he is on the pushback. Now let's see. What is MBL's plan past having some water control? Is there anything on land planned? Does he want to go for a castle? Does he want to go monks? Because the water, a lot of the fish is gone already, especially on that southern side. It's just kind of like, how are you going to take advantage of this? I know Malay can go for cheaper fish traps, but right now MBL's eco isn't really set up to go full fish trap boom. Is the water so important in a map like this? It can be. Is it this important? I don't know. What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Hart gets blasted. And Boris, once again, getting owned by Vils. Another TC from MBL in the center here. He still has a villager lead because of Malay. And now he's taking control of this water, and his fish can come back out to the deep fish over here. And, well, he's got some food in the bank. He's keeping his TC running. You can see 24 seconds idle TC time for him versus 3 minutes of idle TC time here for Hart as he's blocking the fire with a demo. He doesn't want to use this demo. He wants to kill it with the fire galleys or fire ship. And that's just a fantastic job from MBL there. Doing all the little things on the water. You love to see it. Takes out that fishing ship as well. And now he's got full control over that water in the north. And it looks like he's going to have control over this water too. And he sends more fires. Fishing ships are definitely helping him out here too. Gonna keep up production for both of these TCs with those fishing ships. Yo, Hick Styles, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. And he buys himself stone for another TC. Should probably definitely think about adding fishing ships down here, and that's exactly what he's doing. You can add in like 10 fish down there. You have a pretty insane economy. MBL's done a pretty good job here, folks. Like, you're asking if the water adds value. You're going to start seeing that value represented in these fish over on the side. And the fact that MBL can keep up the TC production, whereas Hart's going to really have struggles with that, right? MBL also with a monastery, as we see Hart having 1, 2. And one player is forced to invest in the farms. The other player can just kind of invest in the fish. MB has to make sure that he does end up winning this side, though. And that he has ships patrolling back and forth on this side to deny any future docks. Okay, let's take a look at Heartt's eco. Going for the farms. Sending out some monks to snag the relics on this side. And going into a stable as well. I think you saw the monk from MBL, so we might see some scouts. Or light cav. I don't think knights is really the greatest thing. If you know your opponent has a monastery, right? Yeah, you can see that. Probably just in the scouts. And MBL's now on stone. Ooh, dude. If he gets like a forward castle here and then karambit spam or transition into Imperial Age, it could be really, really tough for Hart to stop that. Super tough. Still contesting the water though, both of them. Wow, Hart really investing over here. He does not want MBL to have full control over both ponds or lakes or fjords or whatever they are. Okay, spearmen coming in. Remember, these spearmen have the +2 armor. So, a little bit tougher to take out than normal, but Hart does have a bunch of monks. So, MBL should probably delete those. Oh. He just walked right through the relic. What? My man just walked right through that relic. Interesting. "71 villagers for MBL, and there is the castle right there. Hart had some good pressure, or good presence rather, on this hill with the monks and with the siege, and that means MBL can't go for the forward castle. So well done, Hart. But he can still go for a castle back here. And he still has 12 on stone. And karambits are a really good option against monks. Also a really good option against the siege. As Hart has, it looks like, managed to kind of take control of the water down here again. But he's not going for any fishing ships to follow that up. So his food eco is still looking really, really bad. Like, really bad. Why did that spear die? He deleted it. MBL can see this relic if he wants to grab it. Take a look at the other relic positions. I think that's like the only one left. The other one should be on the way in, right? Yeah. Here come the karambits. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Couple karambits get converted, but if you're MBL, you don't really care. It's karambits, right? And those things are going to kill the monks, and those things are going to kill the mangonel, and those things might be able to delay this castle foundation. No. Get pulled away right before the foundation gets placed. And, oh, the house doesn't go up. Frustrating moments here for Hart. Very frustrating moments. It's definitely an awkward position for those villagers trying to build this castle. As more karambits are coming in from MBL, these things produce so quickly. Also has a monk and some sort of weird confab over here. And MBL will be running in with the karambits on this side. Lots of gold in the bank for MBL. Lots of stone in the bank if he wants to go for another castle. Maybe over here. Could be a great castle position. Or if he's thinking about maybe clicking up to Imperial Age, a castle over here to win the Treb War could be huge. But I think it's going to be a castle over on this side, right? He sees that hill. Sees this hill. This villager might give Hart a little bit of warning. What MBL is going to be doing. He'll see the villagers moving forward, and he has to know. This amount of villagers, definitely for a castle. So you got to get your defenses prepared now, and he's going for house walls. Doesn't want MBL to get the hill. So great job from Hart. Good recognition to know that the castle is going to come up shortly. And MBL now has to decide where he wants to put that castle. There's no hills available. Maybe he just puts it right here, honestly. Nope, it's in between. Nothing to be done about this if you're Hart. With the monks, the karambits, everything here from MBL, really nothing to be done. I think he did a good job to prevent it from going up on a hill, but as far as this one, you're not going to stop it. And MBL's about to click up to Imperial Age. If he sells some of his stone or maybe his wood, he can buy some food, go up to Imp, and he's going to be up there so much faster than Hart is. Nice mill, bruh. Well, maybe not. Hart sold 800 wood. MBL goes for a third castle. Right beside all of the farms, and Hart's food eco, which was already looking pretty rough, is going to be looking disastrous. As Hart clicks up first, but MBL will be in Imperial Age before his opponent. He's clearing up the Genoese Expos over here. He's got Karambits in the woodline over on this side, and Hart calls GG well played to his teammate, and MBL is going to make it through to the semifinals against Tato. Great play from MBL here on Scandinavia. He is from Scandinavia. He's shown that it is his home map advantage. And the water investment was worth it at the end of the day, right? Just to get some safe food eco to keep his TCs running. And this is, you know, one game where we were talking about farm count. MBL actually did a really solid job here. 34 farms placed. The fishing ship's helping out a lot. The TC timings for him was really good. And, of course, the Imperial Age timing for him. Hart didn't even need to see it. He kind of knew that his opponent was up and there's nothing he could do. Well played. Really, really well played from MBL. That's a big result for him. Hart, once again, showing, though, that he can hang with the big kids. Almost taking that set. Almost ending up in the semifinal against Tato. Pretty respectable. MBL Tato's going to be wild. Yeah, we'll see what MBL can bring against Tato. You know why MBL was able to get those castles? The walls were too easy to get past. Thank you, Monkey Lumps. Economy. Much better for MBL. Came down to 2 double dock investments. That's right. Double dock on both sides. Solid job. And that's a loss for Italians. A loss for... No, a win for Malians, I believe. And a win for Malay and a loss for Vietnamese.